thank you so much for being with us. I've been working and partying a lot, so my voice is a little bit lower than usual.
Yeah, that's right. That's why we have these nice mics.
Yes, that's why we got the mics. Looking very professional today. We are at MAX, it's Kladis Studio, and it's very exciting. I'm going to be sharing some videos and some photos of this amazing conference. Are you having fun?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can see the conference floor.
Yeah, right now. There is a lot
Christine's
happening.
over in the corner.
Yeah,
right now.
say hi.
She's being our dance mom, saying, "You're doing great, sweetie."
She's on picture duty for us. Say hi, Christine.
Amazing. So as you can see, we're at a huge conference. I think there's up to 17,000 people here this week, and we're going to be streaming all day today and then tomorrow as well. And if you want to watch any of the replays from the rest of today and yesterday, you can do so if you scroll down on the page. We got all the replays.
Adobe Live never stops. They're always streaming, and I try to catch up.
Yeah, and I guess during this stream, we're also going to be doing a 3-month Creative Cloud subscription chat and win. So when you see the fireworks going off behind us, that's when you know it's about time to chat and win. We're going to ask you a question, and when you answer it, you'll be entered for the giveaway. People are so excited.
Amazing. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
That's super cool. Very nice. Hi, Deb. Hi, Marilyn, Monir. Thank you so much. Yes, you guys have seen Christine. She's taking pictures of us.
She's lurking around.
Picture of us.
It's actually funny. We're all wearing animal print today.
Yes.
We're like the cheetah
mine
girls.
doesn't really show.
There it is. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to be going over Illustrator and InDesign in the next hour. But first, maybe you should introduce yourself for people who have not met you yet.
Absolutely. So my name is Claudia, but I'll go by Kladi. If we go and have a look at my screen, we can have a little bit of an intro with my work. Some of you probably already heard these things going a few times because I can see some familiar faces. Definitely, Valdir has definitely been there all the times. Hello, Nuno. Thank you so much for joining us. Aurelia.
Hello.
And Singam. Thank you so much for being with us. So yeah, my name is Claudia, but I go by Kladi, which is a nickname that my mom made up.
Cute.
And apparently works. Everyone remembers it. As long as you guys smile when you say my name, that's all I care. You can find some of my links here at Printmysoul. Printmysoul is my design studio, and I'm gonna tell you all about it in a second. So there we go. That's how you spell my name, Kladi. And as you probably already know, I'm from the south of Italy. That's where the weird accent comes from.
Not weird, beautiful accent.
But I travel a lot, and I've been living in Milan. Now I'm in San Francisco very often. I travel to Latin America, and I'm based in Manchester. When I'm there, I'm not there very often recently.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm based in Manchester in the UK. I started my career because that's a question that I get very often. How did I get here? How did I get to do design and to run a design studio? Well, I was living a double life. I was a public communicator and working at the United Nations as an assistant delegate for the Burundi during the day and doing graffiti during the night.
What a beast.
Which it didn't really work well because I could have been arrested or fired. So I needed to work a way to kind of merge these two crazy identities from illegal graffiti artist to representative of the UN in New York.
You're amazing.
Hi team, hi Duval, nice to see you guys. So I try to follow my passion. Communicating was my passion. Color, getting my hands dirty, always been my passion. And that's why I couldn't stop them following what I was driven to do. And I channeled my art into start to create graphics. So I'm self-taught. I've been doing short courses here and there. And then drove me into starting a degree in design, which I actually done 2 years in Manchester. And while I was studying, I opened my studio, which is Studio Printmysoul, and you can guys hit me up on the social media here, or you can see some work from the studio. Nice to see you with Val, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Says your life should be a movie.
Oh,
maybe someday, maybe someday.
Why not? Why not? So yeah, all I care about and the reason why I share this information, there is a reason why, is because I want to really, really push all of you that are not doing design but dream to have a career in design, just to follow your passion, just do it. For me, graffiti, the world were just a canvas. I never dreamed to be a graffiti artist. I needed to see colors. I'm from a very beautiful, sunny, bright place in the south of Italy, and I needed to share this color that I grew up with. So everything channeled in the studio Printmysoul, this is my little desk back in Manchester.
Wow.
Those are the work that I do. I work with very different clients, from small businesses to the bigger businesses. I've actually built a internal website for Adobe recently as well.
What?
So
Congrats.
just keep working, and your dream job is around the corner. That's what I want to share with you guys. And I started illustrating as well, and this is my book that you also can find on my website.
Hey.
I'm often here with the Adobe Live team, which is a beautiful family, and I'm very thankful to join. So thank you so much for having me
Kladi.
here. Thank you so much. Paco, Kathleen, Gus, Sam, they're all an amazing family, and I'm happy to be here.
Good.
I don't know why this light is here. I enjoy drawing, and that's
just having fun.
Yeah, that's me having fun. And because of the live stream, I've actually started a new website, which is called iamkladi.com. You find design resources there. You can find my stream. Paco sharing some love. Thank you so much, Paco. You always make it look beautiful.
There he is over there.
Yeah.
He's over there sitting like this on his desk.
So you guys can find all my previous videos on iamkladi.com, all the previous stream, and you can find a lot of design resources for free. So go on my website. You can sign up on the email. I don't spam. I just send free design templates.
I want to go sign up right now.
Yeah,
I will after the stream.
So let's see, and should we get started and jump straight away in the apps? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
We are going to start in InDesign because this presentation is already in design in preview mode.
Okay.
So all I have to do is press Ask, and we are already in Design 2020. Have you guys already downloaded your update?
I haven't. I need to do it.
Oh, so exciting, so exciting. I had some question because I'm here at the Adobe MAX working at the Photoshop booth, and many people were like, Kladi, we cannot find our new 2020 Photoshop InDesign 2020. What should we do? Well, very simple. Log out, give it 10 seconds, log back in. It's very new. It's been released when? Yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday
morning.
morning.
So it's 1 day old. You just need to be a little patient.
Aww.
Log back in, and you'll be able to see all your new application there, ready to be downloaded.
Singham says Adobe should open a creative university. That's what this is, Singham.
You're here.
It's totally free. It's for you guys to learn.
And that's exactly the question before was, would you recommend any course for beginners? Well, I follow the Adobe live streams, and I always learn something. I mean, the great part of the Adobe live stream here is that you always have different professionals that tackle and use the app in such a different way that you can always learn something. So, and even the Photoshop Daily Challenge that Kathleen does, the one that I've done, you can always start with the most basic actions, and if you're a beginner and the advanced, they will take it to the next evolution of their project. But that's a great place to start, great place to start projects.
Yeah.
What I'm going to show you today, guys, is a little bit different than the format that you've seen before with me. Usually we create stuff together. We have less than an hour. So what I've done, I've already prepared some file that we can look at. And while we look at the file that I prepared, we can go and dig all these new features, and maybe I can sneak some tips and tricks anyway.
Please do.
So let's get started.
Okay.
I'm going to open my file, which I, of course, called Adobe MAX. And I want to give some credit to this image because I've designed the layout, but the image are not mine. That's actually, I want to reveal it to you, part of the new splash screen of the Adobe InDesign 2020.
Nice.
So as you can see, I have a frame there, and there is an image which I just shrinked, and I'm gonna enlarge again because I want to use these beautiful, gorgeous gradients.
Yeah, and you know the way that those images are sourced, a lot of time is from Behance. So the studio team at Adobe will reach out to artists on Behance that have beautiful work. So your work could be a splash screen in the future.
Exactly. So guys, show your work. Don't be afraid. Also, there is a community. If you guys follow the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenges, there is Discord. You can always ask help. There is Kathleen there. Sometimes I'm there. If you give me a shout, I'm happy to review your work. This is a place, I always call this the safe place.
Such a safe place.
This is a safe place to learn. So, you know, feel free to show your work, and Behance is the place where people at Adobe can actually see your work and maybe use it for their app, which is super exciting.
Very nice partnership. And also feel free to ask questions in the next hour, because
Yes.
we have Kladi here. She's not going anywhere. So put them in the chat and I'll do my best to get those over to her.
Absolutely, I'll be very happy to answer all the questions. But let's get started. One of the first features that I want to show and reveal to you guys, if you've not seen the keynotes, is the amazing column rules in the text frame. So I don't know, many of you have been using text frame before. Text frame are literally the box where we place the text.
Yeah.
When we work with a multi-column layout, such this one right here, I'm going to show you how to create a multi-column in a second. I don't know if you ever needed to have some line that go around just to define the column a little bit better. In the past, what we had to do was to go in our toolbar, grab our stroke, click, Alt-Shift, and I'm already tired.
Yeah,
and imagine
bored.
if you had to do that like for 20 pages.
No.
And also, you know, you're gonna have to check the color and then make sure that it fits the height. And what if you change text? The stroke is gonna stay there, and you're gonna have to go back and do that again. That's not gonna happen anymore, because with Adobe InDesign 2020, we have the amazing column rules. So if you have a multi-column text, just like this one, all you have to do is, you have two ways actually to access it. One is to access the property of the text frame, and you can do so with our amazing shortcut, Command B, that allows us to open the text frame option. And as you can see here, we have column rules. This is the new feature of InDesign 2020. So you can click and insert some column rules. Of course, click on preview in order to see the way they look like.
Right.
I have a dark background, so I'm gonna go ahead and check some of appearances and use a white color, and here they are. So they are automated. That means that if I move my text, they automatically follow the height and the width of the text. And what happens if we add more columns? You go back to General, add columns, and another line comes up.
Magic.
So they are completely, you know, active with your text.
Yeah, they're responsive.
Yeah, exactly. I usually use that word for website, but I think
in a different way.
Yeah, it fits properly for what these amazing column rules are. They're responsive. They adapt to the text that you're using. I'm going to just show you real quick again how to get into this property panel. And just for those of you that don't know how to create a multi-column text, I'm just going to show you how to do that. So I'm just going to copy and paste some of this text by selecting and pressing Command C to copy. And I'm going to go on our white page over here. I'm going to press W to enter our invisible grids. And I'm going to go and press T to open my type tool and drag to create a text frame. I'm going to press Command V to copy the text. We don't see it because it was white. We were working on a dark background, but not a problem. Command A to select. Go on the fill, select black, and here we go. We have our text here. The reason why it's highlighted in blue is because I'm using paragraph style and I've edited a paragraph style. But don't worry, we create a new paragraph style by pressing this little button over here in our properties panel, and here we go. It goes back to normal. So what we want to see here is how to split this text frame into columns in order to then use our amazing rulers. So all you have to do again is to enter your property option. And you do that by pressing Command B. And that's going to have open the text frame option, which is exactly the panel that we were looking at before. So again, make sure that you select your text frame, Command B to open the option. And where it says here General, you can set the number of columns that you like to use.
I see.
Yeah, so here we go. Make sure that you got your preview ticked. And 2, I think, will be okay. You don't want your sentence to be too short. So depending on how big is your text, you can choose 2, 3, 4 columns. Just make sure that you have at least 5 words in each one of your columns. Otherwise, it becomes very hard to read.
That's a great tip. 5 words per
Yes.
column.
Also, what you see here is the gutter. The gutter is the space in between the column. You can set that as well. I usually use between 3 and 4, again, depending on the size of your document. And when we go and play with our column rules, which is just below general, that's exactly where our column is going to be inserted. It's going to go in between our 2 columns in the gutter. Now, I want to show you some other appearances of these graphic elements that allow you to stylize your column. You can choose different weight for the stroke. So if you want to use a very heavy stroke, you might want to go back on your general and make sure that that gutter stays nice and large so you can allow some breathing space within the 2 columns. And then we come back on the columns and you can choose any color that is part of your text. Nice. I'm just using like black and white, that's why you don't have any more option, but if you add a color swatch in your swatch panel, you'll be able to pick it from there. And also you can have a little bit of a fun graphic element. So yeah, you can have a little bit of backwards, slashes.
We need some animal print in there.
Oh yeah. It'd be great if at some point we can actually
like make your own.
Yeah.
You hear that, Adobe? Yes. Do you hear that?
Can you hear it? But we're very happy having the column for now. So we're already happy with this. We're just adjusting something in the future. So you can also adjust the length. You can adjust the position. So we can put a little bit over the text and perhaps take the transparency down. So, you know, you can even set the end of a paragraph. That's up to you. You can have fun and use them. Now we have them. They are available in InDesign 2020, and it's up to us to have fun with them. Probably for me, the reason why I'm showing you this feature first is because it's one of my favorites. I don't know about you. We can probably ask at the chat at the end which one was their favorite feature of Adobe 2020.
Definitely. And while you're working on that, I'm actually going to post the links to the list that says what's new, so you can get a peek at the features as we're showing them as well.
Absolutely. I'm looking in the chat if there is some question.
What's up, Elizabeth Teresa?
Hi everyone. Ludoval is there for you guys. Perfect. So I'm gonna set back the offset at 0 so we can have it again in the middle of the gutter between. In the past I used to spend so much time to make sure that it was exactly in between the columns. Now InDesign does it for us. We don't have to do anything. We just have to sit back and watch and enjoy. And I'm gonna put it way down just like so. And press OK. And I want to show you guys, once you commit to changes, you can always go back and edit it. So select your text frame. Command B is our magic shortcut. And if we make now three columns, here we go. It keeps changing. It's automated. It follows. We love it.
Thank you,
so much, Adobe, for making this amazing feature. We're really happy.
And thank you, Val, for posting the clickable links. Feel free to delete mine. Thank you.
Perfect.
I'm not a moderator.
Thank you, Val, for helping us. So here we go. This is our first feature, done and dusted. And let's move on to the second one.
All right.
We have the second one up here. As you can see, everything is selected in blue because, again, I was working with paragraph style, but I've overridden the paragraph style, so it's telling me, hey, something is wrong.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we don't have to worry about that now. So I'm just going to go here on the text style, create a new paragraph style, and get rid of the old one. So we don't have to worry about that. Perfect. But what we want to worry about on this text is what kind of font are we using. Ooh. So this is feature number 2. I'm going to introduce 6 in total. This is number 2.
All right.
Yeah, we're going to try to go fast here. So feature number 2 actually allows us to use variable font. If you guys remember well, I introduced that to you in Illustrator, because you can already use variable font in Illustrator. There are a little bit of priciest font that you can find, but within a reason, because these fonts are absolutely magic.
Yeah.
You can recognize them by simply going here on your character panel and type variable. As you can see, the name of the variable font usually has the word variable in it. This one here that I'm using is Acumin variable concept.
Yeah.
But if you type variable, here we go, you can find other font, Myriad Pro, source code.
Yeah.
So another little clue that you're using a variable is a little var next to the font style there. Now the cool part about this font is that you can select them and you see this little icon under the name of the character. This little icon allows you to change the weight, the width, and the slant manually. No more strictly bold, semi-bold light. You can set manually and finalize it to your preference.
Yes.
So let's go back and have a look. So we are literally making the weight of the font bigger.
Yeah.
Again, it's telling us that we're going over the paragraph style here, but all you need to see is how, by simply clicking on this slider here, we are changing the width, we are changing the slant, and I don't know who's the designer that to design every single little bit of this slider, because the combination are infinite, because you can change the weight and the slant and combine them.
Right.
But you know, I think that one of the great reasons why this feature is going to be so useful is because it's going to allow to create your own version of the font, and you can actually really personalize your design here. So I'm going to go ahead and make these very, very heavy. So I'm just kind of exaggerating on the variation. So you can see that with the slider, we're actually changing weight. Isn't that super amazing?
Yeah, and you're not skewing the letters at all.
Nope.
Like you're not just stretching them. They are designed to look like this.
Yes, and that's why they're usually, I mean, you can find free variable fonts, but sometimes they're a little bit on the expensive side because there's a lot of work behind them.
You have to program them like this.
Yes. Hi, Nicholas. Hi, Deb again. Hi, Paul. Nice to have you here, guys.
Hello.
So we are rushing through feature number 3
Okay.
because then I'm going to jump in Illustrator, and I think we got like an half an hour left.
Yes.
And I really want to show you. Wait a minute, I'm used to talk for too long.
Right.
So
let's do this.
Let's do this. Feature number 3, which is also very amazing, is finding similar images. Now, because of the integration of Adobe Stock in InDesign and because of our amazing CC libraries, we can choose different images, we can change images within the canvas. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to waste time. We like to work smarter. So all you have to do is to select the image. Let's say, for example, our client, our art director say, you cannot use that image. We want something a little bit different, but not too different. And you're like, oh my God.
What does that mean?
Oh, where am I going to find? I have to go and check a million images. Nope. Adobe InDesign 2020 made it easier for you. All you have to do is click on the image, press Control or right click with your mouse, and here we go. Here it is. Find similar images. One click, and as you can see on your panel, our CC libraries are working for us, finding images which are either similar in color or in layout. So all you have to do is choose the image that you find more appropriate.
Incredible.
Oh, I'm really digging this one.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is to press plus and add it to your library. You don't have to license it yet if you're just trying it. Of course, if you're going to use it, you're going to have to license it, but it's not the moment yet. And then when you go back to your link, you can see this little image that allow you to relink from the CC libraries just down here. And all you gotta do is to click on this link and go on the image that you have added to your library. And this is a little bit difficult to see, Adobe InDesign Angels, if you hear us, but there is a button down here that says relink.
Oh, down below us.
Down
there
below,
we go.
and if you press it,
boom. Done.
Adobe Cadabra is changed the image here, done in a second. You don't have to go anywhere. We didn't go in any other part. I can see that we are on a 3.5-minute rush before the chat and countdown.
Yes.
So I want to move to another feature.
Okay, let's do it.
So I think we're on number 4 now. And what I want to show you guys is that we can add SVG. For those of you who do not know what SVG are, those are scalable vector graphic. They are used more and more, especially when designing for web, because they allow to resize our document without making any lossy image. They're very much used for logo. So I created an SVG of my logo. In the past, InDesign used to compress SVG in PNG, and therefore, if you will stretch them, they will lose quality, but that doesn't happen anymore. So all we have to do is create a frame by clicking here on our frame tool. I very conveniently have one there just on top of my website, so I can add my logo SVG.
Nice.
Press Command D to import and place. I'm just gonna go on my desktop. I hopefully have my SVG saved there. Let's see where it is.
Somewhere around here.
Somewhere, let's see, on my desktop. Or, come on, we need to hurry up because we have the chat and win here. Let's see, I've probably been too organized and actually put it in our demo folders. Here it is. Sorry, I'm too organized for my own brain.
That's all right.
So
we appreciate
Printmysoul
it.
logo SVG file, and we open it, and actually is an SVG file directly in our InDesign document. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Looking beautiful, no loss.
That is brand new in InDesign 2020.
Yes.
Very cool.
So I think we have two features. One that I can show you in 1 minute, actually 2 minutes, is the spell check.
Ooh.
So as you guys probably don't know, we can access the spell check in InDesign by pressing Command I, and that's always been there, so no big news. But if you look closely, we now can go backward.
What?
How many of you have been doing skip? Oh my God, I skipped, should have fixed that. And then by the time you have to do it again, you forgot about it. That's not gonna happen anymore. We can reverse.
What?
So all you have to do is press backward. In this case, of course, we gotta start, but let's, for example, move forward and move forward. And now I just realized that I pressed forward. Oh no, I didn't edit it. All you have to do is go backward and go back in our edit, and you can find the word that it was previously there, and you can move comfortably forward and backward within the entire document.
I love that. It's like undo for spell check.
Yes,
Very
that's
nice.
absolutely amazing. We actually got like 50 seconds. I might be able to show you the last feature because that's super easy.
I challenge you to do it.
Yes. So we can actually add shortcut on our paragraph style. The reason why I created this document is because it has bazillions of paragraph styles here, and the difference in our new InDesign is that when you go ahead and edit your paragraph style, you can actually add a shortcut. So for example, I'm gonna use Command H to trigger this shortcut. All you're gonna have to do to add this text is to select the text that you wanna use for the shortcut and press Command H, on the text. I think Command H is to hide Photoshop, but you got the gist. You can find the shortcut is not being used and add it to your paragraph style.
So quick, work fast and smart.
Yes,
Perfect timing too. Yes, that was amazing. All right, chat. So if you would like to be entered to win a 3-month subscription to Creative Cloud, we're going to ask you a question, and when you do, you will be entered to win. So is there anything that you want to ask the chat?
Should we ask something that we said?
Whatever you want.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question. How do you access the text frame option? I gave you the shortcut before.
Okay, let us know. We will be back in a couple seconds. All right, everyone. What was it? Ooh, Aurelia got it.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, guys.
Let's see if anyone else does.
Amazing. Command B, exactly.
You know, this is when you can see who's actually watching. Like, lots of new names pop in because they want to win that subscription. I don't blame them. Very nice.
Well, you can copy now and put it again just so you remember it.
Yeah, this is a random winner. So whatever you put in chat, you are entered, and we're going to have a magical random name appear above us in just a few moments.
Let's see who wins.
I had to ask Kladi during that little video, like, I forget what was it? Command B.
I use InDesign a lot, and I've published my book, so it's got a lot of columns. So Command B was my friend. Yes, I wish that this new feature was there at the time. Unfortunately, it wasn't.
Would have been helpful.
Yes, would have been helpful. Huge time saver.
Yeah, that's so funny. Aurelia, congrats on doing the first correct answer, but we do not have our winner just yet. Now we do.
Oh, we do. Congratulations, Monia. Congratulations, Monia.
Yay. So keep an eye out on your Behance messages, Monia. We will be messaging you about that 3-month subscription. Thanks, everyone, for entering. And if you didn't win, I'm sure we'll have many more chat and wins over the next day.
Paul is like 3-month subscription. Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Monia.
Pretty cool. All right. So you've just finished up InDesign.
Yes, I finished InDesign. I'm just going to recap for you guys just real quick before we pass into Illustrator and the new feature for Illustrator 2020.
Nice. And we have about 20-ish minutes left, so I think that'll be enough time.
That's absolutely fine. Illustrator didn't have as many as InDesign, but they're pretty cool. So just so you guys remember, I created this little document ready to be kind kind of right at the end of our InDesign demo. So column rules, remember, Command B to access the option, and you can create the beautiful stylizing effect for your column, and you can add all the different preference, change colors, change actually the graphic styles of it, so super amazing. Then you can use variable fonts that you can modify using sliders, no more constriction.
Yeah.
You can change weight, you can change width, and you can change the slant.
Yeah, and you have a CC subscription, you have access to tons of variable fonts with Adobe fonts.
Oh, amazing. So you can also find similar images thanks to the Adobe Stock integration into InDesign. Remember, right click and it says find similar font. And then what else we did? We added a shortcut to our paragraph style. We have the spell check on reverse. I think I mentioned them all. Otherwise, all you have to do is go back on our video. Once we finish, it's going to be a replay on, and you can watch it again and get comfortable with all these tools.
Yeah,
we have to go fast because, as we said, we got about 20 minutes. If you have any question, feel free to share it on the chat. I'll be happy to answer.
Yeah, we got eyes on you, chat.
Yes, but let's jump in Illustrator.
What's up, Ralph? He says, 2 of my favorite DCC hosts.
Oh, Ralph, thank you so much. Nice to see you.
Hi,
thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, nice.
We are all here. So let's go back into Illustrator. And again, what I've done here is changed a little bit. I'm gonna open my window just to make sure that we do not get confused. What I've done here, again, we do not have the usual beautiful leisure of the 2-hour stream. So I've already created some design just that are specific to our new feature for Adobe Illustrator, so we can actually read together, have a look, and then we're gonna try them on this little artboard down here.
Great, let's try it.
So the first one is also a spell check feature in Adobe Illustrator 2020. I never used Adobe Illustrator for text before because I'm dyslexic. I speak and write 3 languages. I can spell. Bottom line, no matter how many excuses I want to find, bottom line is that I can spell.
Not your strongest trait.
Yes. So Adobe Illustrator was like, I had to jump from one app to the other, but not anymore. With Illustrator 2020, we finally have the auto spell check. So not only we have the spell check, but that happens automatically while we write. So let's have a look. I'm gonna click and drag this text frame over here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go ahead and add some more text. So I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can have a better look. And I'm gonna write hello with too many hell. And as you can see, we have a red line. So it's telling me, hey Kladi, you don't have to write it like that.
You don't have to.
No, it's not really the correct way of saying it. And also, it acts with all the different aspects that you will expect from an autocorrector. And for example, you can right click and press in order to have a suggestion of the right way of spelling. You can go to the dictionary. You can actually add the word. So I like to hello with many L.
Yeah.
You can add it to your dictionary so you don't have the inconvenience to see all the red line. Now,
That's awesome.
if it doesn't work on your Illustrator 2020, I can show you how to trigger the auto spell check.
Cool.
All you have to do is to go on your text frame, press Control, click, and you find it here under spelling. Make sure that auto spell check is ticked, and every time that you write, you're gonna have an Illustrator checking the spelling for you and telling you, hey, that's the way you should do it, suggesting you a new word, or enabling you to add word in your dictionary.
Perfect.
There is another way to add it, which I believe is under edit. Yeah, correct. So you can also go under edit if you want to do it before writing anything. Let's say you don't have any text box in your text frame in your file. Doesn't matter, you can go under edit, spelling, and again, same thing. All you have to do is tick on auto spell check to make sure that Illustrator is going to help you with your spelling.
That's
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah, Will says, OMG, I was literally needing a spell checker today.
Yes, Renee was like, awesome. I'm like, I was like, yes,
Perfect.
I can write and pretend that I can spell.
Not worry about it. Yeah, what's up, Lee? Good to see you. We miss you.
Nice to see you. Oh, nice to see everyone here. So let's go. We need to move fast. Let's go on our path simplification.
This is amazing.
This is really amazing. So as you guys see, I faked all these little anchor points, but we're actually gonna go and see our path looks like. Probably we're gonna use these other little leaves here.
All right.
We're gonna click and drag it back. We're gonna put the spelling back in its place.
Holding Option to make a duplicate.
Yes, thank you so much. That's exactly what we did. So in order to create a duplicate, like Kathleen was saying, you have to select on the shape that you want to duplicate or the text, press and hold Alt and Option or Option and drag over wherever you want to place the duplicate. So thank you so much for reminding us.
A fellow DCC host.
Yes.
We understand.
Yes. So the path simplification works on the anchor point. In order to see the anchor point, we're going to switch to the outline view. To do that, we have a shortcut coming, and the shortcut is Command Y. And that allows you to just see the outline. I call it the skeleton. I've been going for ages and ages as this is the skeleton of my design. So as you can see, I have a very complex path with way too many anchor points there. And the way to simplify it in the past was to go into Object, Path, and I don't know, I'm already tired, I don't want to do it anymore. Now, with the new release, we have a new feature. Again, one click. All you have to do is select your path. You don't have to be in the outline mode. So again, if you want, we can go back, Command Y in our normal view. All you have to do is press Control, click on the shape, and here it is. Our Simplify is right here on the menu. We don't have to go anywhere else. And also when you click on Simplify, you have this beautiful, lovely control here that allows you with the slider to get less point or more anchor point. It actually tells you the number of the anchor point.
Nice.
Or the second option is to have an auto simplify, where you have the little magic happening around the curve. Or if you want, you have a third option, which is to advance the usual panel of advanced path and simplify. So just click on the three dots to have more option. And here we go.
Wow.
We find that was the old way of changing the path.
Yeah.
As you can see here, this is worth reading. We went from an original 985 anchor points to a much slimmer 141. And that's not only making your design neater and easier to edit, but also impact hugely the size of your file.
Yeah, the speed of your programs.
The speed of your program, and also if you have to print, it's much faster to render the print of your file.
Amazing.
So make sure to use Simplify. I completely understand, especially if you sometimes, if you use Capture to trace, or if you just trace your own drawing, it can get complicated.
Yes.
But our new Simplify, which is just under the menu, remember, I'm gonna just show it to you real quick. So all you have to do is select the shape. I'm gonna do it on this one again, just to show you the difference first. Look at the difference in our shapes. So we're gonna select, press Control or right click on the shape, Simplify, and then what I usually do is go on the auto. I've already done it by itself.
Wow, look at that.
Look at the difference. Look at the difference there.
Whoa.
So I hope you guys find this useful.
Yeah.
I find it super, super useful. You don't have to go anywhere. Work smarter, work faster with the new feature of Adobe Illustrator 2020.
And the shape looks pretty much the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's
points.
a very, very good point. I'm so glad that you're here with me, because you reminded me the best
I'm your wing
point.
lady.
Yes, thank you so much. That's the goal. Like, we're not changing the shape virtually at all. I mean, if you want, you can still go into advanced, and if your goal is to change your shape and maybe change the corner, you can always go in advanced and have this beautiful corner to angle point that will allow you to make a little bit more of advanced and dramatic changes. But usually the goal is simply to simplify the path. Right. And as Kathleen said, not to change it, to keep it the same, but with less anchor point.
Yeah.
And that's what our Auto Simplify does.
Very nice. And Paul was saying, hasn't Simplify always existed? And we've always had Simplify, but that new slider, that kind of right-click Simplify, you can just do it straight from a slider. You don't have to come into this advanced one, unless you need to.
And also, that is the new part, but the new part is that we can also access it directly from
just
our
right
canvas.
clicking,
It's right there, one click, ready to use.
Yeah, and I don't know if you knew this, chat, but when you see a menu item that has the 3 dots, that has the ellipses afterwards, that means it's going to open a menu afterwards. So, a little hot tip.
Yes, and that's another little feature here on the properties panel. We can click on the 3 dots and have all this little extra information about whatever panel we're looking at, just right there.
More options.
Yes, more option there. Click on the 3 dots. Sometimes I just click to see what are more options there.
Me too.
It's just good to be curious. It's always good to be curious.
Yeah.
But let's jump on one of the 2 last feature. I mean, there are so many more. Those are the one that I've selected because I got excited about it.
Yeah.
I must tell the chat how to do this. So finally, we are able to recolor artwork. But in particular, that was already there, it's been there for a while, but it finally affects the Freeform Gradient.
What?
Everyone fell in love with the Freeform Gradient.
It's magic.
They're lovely, they're beautiful gradients that we can edit, we can add anchor point. There was a release of last year. It was Illustrator CC 19, but now we can actually change and recolor an entire gradient freeform without going and editing all the little dots of colors. Now, just to show you what a freeform gradient looks like, for those of you who do not know that, this little preview over here. Freeform gradient allow us to add more point into the gradient. Oops, sorry, need to edit gradient in order to edit the point. But what we want to do here, and the new feature of Adobe 2020, is to recolor it. So in order to do that, we still use the old menu, but we can actually use it on the gradient. So all we have to do is click on Edit. Of course, select your shape with the gradient first, and then click on Edit, Edit Colors, Recolor Artwork, and go into Edit. You can assign it manually, so you can just select and change another color, or you can click on Edit and use this beautiful color wheel to change color. You can also click on this little link in order to keep the same color and change the hue in a more harmonic way by simply moving the 2 dots around the color wheel. Now I'm just going to cancel because I do not want to commit to the changes, because I want to show you something which integrates last year and this year feature, which is how to change, for example, the color of all these gradients in one go. We can do that using the global edits, which was an amazing feature of last year. So all I'm going to do is to click on the first image that I want to use, and then go on Start Global Edit in order to find more. Let's see. Oops, it's not working right now. Oh, there is. We got a magic wheel. It is. You find it. You find it there. Here we go. So you found the other shapes, which looks exactly the same. And if we go on our new feature, so recolor the gradient, we can now recolor the artwork. I'm just going to use Edit in order to go a little faster here.
Whoa.
And look what happened. We're only acting on one, but when we press OK, the others should change as well.
Okay, it's thinking. Yeah. That's always scary.
It's thinking. Just allowed a little bit of time.
A lot going on. Lots of points on these art boards.
Yes, we have a lot of different colors as well going on. It's going to get there. Hopefully.
Eventually. Yep. And while we wait, chat, if you have any extra questions, we have about 10 minutes left. And I'll also let you know that Christine Arth is going to be coming up next with some students to be talking about some amazing artwork that they are working on. So that will be the last couple streams of the day. Awesome. I love a good schedule.
Okay.
So we have our student spotlight coming up after this. So maybe it didn't work this time.
Maybe it didn't work this time. Let's see how we can reboot this one here.
Yeah. That's the nature of live. Sometimes things fall apart.
Let's see how, we go. We did it. We just need to have a little bit of faith.
Yeah.
That was me. I really want to push it a little bit further. This is a new feature, changing the gradients. I pushed it into changing many gradients, many points, many colors on different artboards. So we were really asking a lot. Probably I also have a lot going on my laptop. I think I have quite a lot of windows open.
Yeah,
so
lots of Creative Cloud apps open.
Yes, I've been working a lot. I'm not refreshed my app, so it could be my fault as well. But here we go, it works brilliantly. You can integrate all the different features here. And I'm actually gonna show you one last feature for Adobe Illustrator before we say our goodbyes.
Yeah.
And this has actually been shown to me, and I wanna give a shout to my personal mentor, who's been my teacher for a very long time. I used to go to his events. Now I have the honor to be here with him. He's telling me, what you've done is really slow down the data recovery. Thank you so much for letting us know. So I want to say hi to Tony Harmer that gave me this little tip to share with you guys. This is not even yet, I think, on the LPEX website, and it's a very, very cool feature.
Chat, are you listening? This is important.
So you can now open any Microsoft Word file within any apps. So you can actually open a Word file within Illustrator. Goodbye to the old times where you have to share the screen and have Word and copy the text and copy and paste, and it wouldn't work. Let's see, hopefully I've not done too much damage. We'll be able to drag, as you can see, this is a docx file, and we can drag it direct in Illustrator. It asks if we want to keep the text formatting, even the tables. We even have advanced option. It didn't find the same font. It doesn't matter. We're not really bothered. All we want to see is we have text, editable text directly from a Word file in our Illustrator. It works with InDesign. It works with all the other products. I've not tested yet because Tony literally saw it and told me, Kladi, I need to tell you this news. So thank you so much, Tony.
Awesome.
I hope to see you in a bit, but I think that's it. We went over what I think were the coolest tip and tricks. Here, do we have any other more time for?
Yeah, we have about 7 minutes left. 6 minutes left, yeah.
So I left some tip and tricks in InDesign that I wanted to show you guys. They're mainly shortcuts.
Cool, let's pop back.
Some cool shortcuts. So let's pop back into InDesign. If you have any question, remember we are still here. You can ask about Illustrator as well. We're super happy to read what you guys are typing on the chat.
And we're very excited about that Microsoft Word integration.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's going to save a lot of time. I used to have like double windows all the time, and I've been trying to get on my little screen to make them work. We don't even have to do that. Now we simply have to drag and drop it or drag it into our software icon, Illustrator icon, in order to open it.
Works so easily as it should.
So what I wanted to show you is a very cool feature that allows you to, again, shortcuts feature that allows you to put a text box on top of another text frame.
Okay.
In the past, if we wanted to add another text frame, let's say over here, we cannot really do it because what it does, it just selects the text inside the text frame, which of course makes sense, but I really want to open a text frame on top of that. So how do we do that? All we have to do is select our type tool, create a text frame. Oops, let's go back. And let's create a text frame over here. Let's see why it's not working. Let's go. We really want to make that work. So I've just changed because we were using a background. There was a lot going on that page, so I went on a new page. All I'm going to do is to click and drag to create a text frame. And before I release, I'm going to hold my space bar, and that allows me to move my text frame around.
Yeah.
So if I want to place it on top of some other text, all I have to do is make sure that I hold the space bar until I can place it wherever I want. And then when I'm ready to type, I let go. And now I can type on top of my type. Of course, we're going to give it some stroke. And here we go. We can actually have a type frame on top of another type frame.
So you couldn't do that before?
No, you couldn't do that before.
What?
And now you have, all I have to do is create a text frame, hold the space bar, and drag it around.
Wow.
And since we're here, we have a few minutes. So how do you access now the text frame that is underneath? How many times it happens for you to have a text frame that is actually underneath, or maybe you have an object that is underneath? How do you access that?
Oh my gosh.
You have to like go back, move. What I used to do is kind of like, move it around, you know, just give it a shift on the side, make sure that you, but what if you don't put it in the same place? Now all you have to do is go on your selection tool and you press Command. I'm gonna click out because we have our text selected yet.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna click on my page to make sure nothing is selected. And what if I wanna click on the text box that is underneath? All I have to do is press Command and click. And here we go. It goes automatically on the one below. It works for text, it works for images. When you have more graphics, more text layer one on top of the other, remember the shortcut is Command, click, and that will allow you to go to the one underneath.
Oh my gosh.
So hopefully that worked. See if there is a question in the chat.
Asking about the conference tonight, or is it when the entire conference is done? So we are going to be streaming tomorrow, and then tonight, after this, we have 2 student spotlights with Christine Arth. We're actually going to be welcoming them on in just a couple minutes.
So exciting. I can't wait to see Christine and the students here. It's always very inspiring. And that's why I always prompt you guys to share your work on Behance or on Discord. I personally find it so inspiring.
Like, oh yeah.
Because I keep doing the same thing over and over again. I work with my client. I find it so amazing to see what you guys do. So please share the work with us. We are really happy to see what you guys are doing. Feel free to ping us on our social media. I'm going to go back on my little intro before so you can know how to reach me.
How do we find Kladi?
So I am Kladi pretty much everywhere. Very simple. I am Kladi on
Literally,
Behance,
I am Kladi.
Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to give me a shout. I'm always there, ready to help. What time are the stream tonight? Do you want to just get that one?
Yeah, so we have streams up until 5:30 tonight. So we have one more hour of streaming. Like I said, 2 more student spotlights are going to be coming up, and then tomorrow we're going to start a whole another day of streaming. You might see my face hanging around. You never know. It's going to be pretty cool.
They never stop. Every time that I come here on the conference, Adobe Live never stops. I absolutely love it.
We're robots. It's pretty amazing. So like Kladi was saying, go find her on the internet. You can also come to Discord and hang out with us. So the link is bit.ly/psdiscord. It's a giant chat room that's open 24/7, and we're always in there hanging out.
Oh, Wilder is here. Let me say hello. Wilder hosted me for Adobe Latin America. I actually, for those of you who speak Spanish or prefer to listen some Adobe tips in Spanish, I'm going to share a link on my Instagram of the recent live that I've done in Spanish for Adobe Latin America. And Wilder is there. Thank you so much for hosting me, Wilder.
Yeah.
And I think we are ready to wrap it up.
Yeah,
thank you so much, Budoval. Thank you so much for sharing my website. You can find resources. You can subscribe to have free design resources.
Yeah.
I don't send it very often, so don't worry about spamming.
Yeah, it's like a treat when it comes into your mailbox.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but you're gonna have InDesign templates. I'm actually gonna share the file that we've been working on.
Cool.
So you have a little bit of the file that we had there, and the tip and tricks of the new feature of Illustrator and InDesign.
Awesome.
Let us know in the chat which one was your favorite.
Yep, and we are going to welcome on Christine and the students, so stick around, they'll be live in just a couple minutes. Thank you, Kladi.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Bye, everybody.
Stay tuned for Christine. Bye, guys. shouldn't clip it on me? Okay. Got it.
So, best, I don't think like things that are too flip it. Zippity-doo-dah. Zippity-day. How's the lower 30 shoot? We haven't had 3 people.
Oh, I know. It's super fun. Whole new ball game. I'm gonna. There, that works, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be better.
Good. Okay. Yep. Oh, I need a computer. By the way. Not yet. Is that one? Okay. I need a, yeah. Because I got a monitor. I mean, I don't have to. I'll do like probably 3 minutes up front, 5 minutes you guys, and then the rest of it is